Now listen, everybody listen. I got something I need to get off my chest. Now, if you buy something from loggerweight.com, Mommy is taking care of that, and she takes that very serious, very serious. And Mommy don't make many mistakes. Had some old boy, which I ain't gonna mention no names, and in 2 years, this is the first dilemma we've ever had with this situation. But this old boy didn't get his stuff. Where he sent it out, he ordered it, it was shipped within 2 days. Checked the tracking number, and it said it went all the way and got delivered. And it's September something or another, and it's like the end of October. So he launches a complaint to Google or whatever, the people, PayPal, the people that, you know, we got to cater to and do business with, you know. He launched a complaint to them, and to make us look bad. And then Mommy's like, well, I didn't make a mistake. And so we looked it up. Sure enough, it got delivered like the 28th of September, just like it said, you know, and he never checked that. He just complained to Google and or PayPal. And I don't know if his neighbor took it or what happened, but it's recorded. It got delivered. The UPS dude says he delivered it, you know. But then that reflects negatively on us, you know. And I'm like, wow. And if he thought enough of us to order something, he ought to know we're the type of people. If your stuff is ordered and something weird happens and you don't get your stuff, get a hold of me. I'll fix it. I'll make it right. That's what I do. I'm not that type of asshole that don't make stuff right. If you don't get your stuff, don't go on there and do something that makes us look like fools. You know, we'll back it up. You know, we'll do. Hell, I'll send you a shirt if you're gonna do that to me. You know, he said, if your conscience is clear on that, buddy, I'll send you a damn shirt if you want it that bad. You know, that gone. But come on, let's be adults now. Come on, please. All right, for those of you that I ain't showed the welding trick of the race, it only works on the inside when you're trying to draw it up. The weld draws it up. But I welded on the race. There it is. Draws it right up, slides right out. Okay, I got everything in together. Everything's twerked down. I got red Loctite on them on each side. And I got the blue Loctite on the inside one. Diffie lock's hooked back up. That's your Diffie lock. When you power down your Diffie lock, it charges this hose, runs in, runs over, squeezes together against the brake or the friction, and Diffie locks up. And then the return, after you're done, it comes up through here, and this runs back to tank. Now there's also this port that can go back to tank, and it ain't been hooked up. I ain't hooked it up, but I wonder with the brakes and stuff, if I get housing pressure or something and I start getting a leak out of there, I'll be hooking that back up the tank. Or I'll probably hook, you know, make sure these two can go back to tank together, because I had to do that on the front Diffie. I'm sure there's Pandora's box in the front Diffie too, because when I got the actual return to tank line, wasn't even hooked up on it on the front one. So every time you Diffie locked and you got done, for some reason it just fill up the housing and just come out the vent. So we'll just have to see what perspires there. My brakes. Here's the ports to the brakes. And there's a crossover line that wasn't in the factory one, because the factory one didn't come out the brake shoes, and that's what actually got us into this mess to start with. And it comes out through this hole, and there's a seal here, a seal there, and a piece of metal slides in there, and that's your actual piston that runs around, and it pushes against and it pushes back against, I guess, your planetary section here is what it sandwiches against. You know, like the sun gear, or the ring gear on your planetary. I guess that's what stops it, and then it squeezes and There you go. Nom, 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 nom. So, and I got the seals to put in. Got one seal in. I got to do the both sides. And so now, so we can finally get started doing what we started to do to start with. So we're actually a day behind now because of the mess we ran into in there. Now we're on this side. Let me get to where I can. We'll put this in together. We'll put it together. What do you think? Huh? What do you think? I've got, let's see, I got some collars and some, this be the collar and the old grinder wheel mount. Well, son of a bitch not working. Son of a go. Well, it's just hard to take out the human element. Here's what happened. This divot is not like this divot. This divot goes all the way in because the outside, the plate that the piston pushes against, got two cogs on it, and that only has one. And I didn't get the memo, so I went to beating like I was going to tear the new rear anal cavity and broke it. But thank goodness we had this rusty piece of crap sitting up there. But the seals have got to ride against that, so I have got to do my work. Look at that. Talk about blowing a seal out. Nice. So see if I can buffer up. It ain't even the same part number, but I checked it fits. Good enough for who it's for. All right, we'll try her again. This time, we will be more agile. And we'll sis it in there. Wish me luck. There you go. Alright, this time put the cog in the right spot. Get that slid up in there like here. I actually went in way easier. Whatever. Get this air hose out here, it's just confusing now. Got a daggone mess of air hoses here. Where's my Johnny Popper parts? Come on, Papa Johnny. Oh, Johnny Popper. Oh, Johnny Popper. Something up with me. Hey, sweet baby. Don't you say maybe. Loobity-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Hey, sweet baby, don't you tell me maybe, doobly-doodly. Doobity-doo. thee. I got a hot rod for and $2 bill. You got some plywood and peel. With me. Oh, you son of a biscuit. Oh, we got a hot rod Ford and a $2 bill. Hey, good looking. What you cooking? Cooking up something with me. Oh, nasty, nasty. we got her all together. I done torqued all in. Doing too terrible. We got her back together. It's about 7:30, and everything's twerked and torqued, and the dadgum got new bushings. I didn't record none of it. I've been in work mode, and the backlash ain't bad in this. I got the bearings a little snug, so. How's that feel? I think that's good. It's a little on the loose side, but I think it's good. There's how the back ended up. Everything ended up pretty good. What the heck's the deal with that back? And I took notes down. So next time, and I'll write all the notes for the front rear. See, back rear is a 12,000, front rear is a 14,000. I'll take that sunbuck apart someday. I'll put all the notes in it, so I can have all my parts numbers. See, now I got these field books. People gets hold of me all the time on skidders and stuff. I keep these field manuals. They're just, I'll go through the actual manual, between the parts manuals, the tech manuals, and the operator's manuals. And I get the high points, the things that matter. You know, and you take books that's, you know, this thick down to this, and everything in here is packed with a punch. And there's hydraulic hose links, there's schematics if you run into a situation. There's hydraulic circuitry. And here's hose links, like 6 hoses. That's coming down the front. 6 of them, blah, blah, blah. And there's your before, your serial number, brake bars is after. Let's see, 103 inches, 45 degree at one end. And I assume weight on the other. Yeah. But say you just, and then anytime I get a note, guess where the notes go? Right in the dadgum book. And there's my axle serial numbers. And, oh, there's some pinion bearings I wrote down. I shouldn't have wrote it down on that page. I actually wanted to write on the other page. But just stuff like that to help you. That'll help you part shopping too if you know them ahead of time, you know. When you're wanting to not blow the budget on bearings, you know, and you want to check around on your bearings and seals and stuff like that, you know, having the part numbers. And I usually write the part numbers down. When they repackage everything, usually they don't hide the actual numbers in there. As long as they ain't proprietary, you can get them a little economical. But you need to support the John Deere dealer too, I guess. They got a lot of overhead, you know. So, I mean, you know, not just being a total miser, but it helps on the daggum bearings. Big Mate, being awesome like he is, had boxes, and on the box it'd be loader and skidder, 12,000 axle, bearing, and a diff bearing. So it's basically the, yeah, that's a pinion. There's a pinion in and out, and then there's the diff bearings. And I used up one diff bearing, but I used one of the old diff bearings too. And then he's also got the bearings and seals for the axles in a different box. So your axles in one box, your pumpkins in the other box. You know, of course, in 14,000, you're gonna keep. But now, and I'm quick to complain something ain't right. So I mean, take that into consideration. I've always liked John Deere axles. I just like them. I've been around them my whole career, and I like them. I always have liked John Deere axles. I like the 14,000s for what we do, way better than the 12s. And we don't run nothing big enough for a Swede, you know, but I've never been exposed to one of them. But the 14,000s, in our application on a 640 or 648, you're never gonna need anything but a daggone, unless you run like duals. If you run dual 30.5s or something, you better have Sweetas. But other than that, you don't never need nothing but a 14. And then in 540 skidders and 640 skidders, 12s is okay. And then the 544 loaders and stuff, you know, all our loaders and stuff runs that axle. But they're very customizable. And like say, if you're gonna hook it up as a drive axle on a tractor, here's where your brakes go in. So like you can cap off, there's a crossover tube, and they design it like that where you can block that off. So you can take your right foot brake and put in there, your left foot brake and put in there, so you can still use the axle for like a tractor axle. And oh, I just love it. And there's options that you can buy to do outboard air brakes. So if you was wanting to customize something and you wanted to run air brakes on it, you can buy the components to do that, which John Deere is gonna be expensive. And then you got your, you know, but you use regular semi chambers and stuff, you know, and cams, and the cams might be John Deere, but you see, and they're just customizable, and they got them before you can put them in all different configurations and stuff. I just really like them. I ain't seen them in a situation yet, and I'm sure they can get them to where you take this and you turn that up and put your power divider on it and run you to another axle. I've not seen that application. I bet they got it. I bet it's in their trucks. I bet them Bell trucks. I bet them Bell trucks has them. That'd be something to snoop into. I bet if you ask Let's Dig 24/7, I bet he'd know something about that. Cause that's one application. I always thought, man, it'd be cool if you had something tandem, you know, and you could run one axle through to the other, and just like a semi, and have dual skidder, you know, tandem skidder axles. Kind of like a Tiger Cat, except not the bogey gearing like they got. I don't like the cantilever load. I don't like the cantilever load on Tiger Cat hub. I like the beams, how they walk. I like how the skidder works. I like all that. It's good. But mechanically speaking, I don't like that cantilevered load from their bogies. But obviously, you know, it's Tiger Cat. They're going to make them good, so it ain't nothing to be scared of. But that, like, you know, if you had two axles and had, you know, a way to run and beam them around to where, you know, yeah, you might not get the articulation you get with a normal good bogey skidder. You know, Tiger Cat's bogies has got a lot of oscillation to it, but, you know, just kind of nerding out. I'm gonna get home. Oh, I gotta pack Waddy up in the morning after we get the mill sawing, and then run to the woods. Big Mama's got a busted pin on the boom. That's why we had to work late tonight to get this packed up. So in the morning, all I gotta do is unhook the crane, put the tools up while we're waiting on daylight, if the mill ain't got problems. And then I'll head to the job, get that done for Mama. Then come back, get this baby in there, and hopefully Buncher will be loaded on the wagon tomorrow evening. Ready to go to the woods, and that'll be 3 days in for this project. And it would have been it would have been under 2 days if I hadn't run across them busted bolts and stuff in there.